Education is the foundation of many things in life. It helps us shaping our perspective, gains us knowledge, and also prepares us for our future. Well, on this episode of the story Loom from the 973 show, we have a group of high achievers, those who secured top marks in India's Central Board of Secondary Education Examinations, to share about their success and their journey forward. Welcome to the podcast. So welcome all of you. Thank you very much for joining us. We are proud to have a bunch of high achievers, and it's no mean feat, because coming first in an examination is something really important, because the amount of hard work that goes into it. Hats off to all of you. Congratulations. Well, this afternoon we are here at the Al Hayat Mall to go through a quick 2 to 3 points to hear from the youngsters that you are. We talk of 10th and 12th graders of the CBSE. Very often, this is my observation, please feel free to say no if you don't agree with me. In my observation, most of these faces are not seen in the future examinations, as in your graduation or the post-graduation levels. Where are these people fading out? Except for, of course, there are exceptions. Do you agree with me? Would anyone want to address that first? Who would like to speak?
I'm Aditya Sundaram. I studied in New Millennium School. So I think that this happens mostly because as toppers, you're expected to maintain that through university. So there's a lot of pressure on them. So that pressure can sometimes weigh them down. Another thing could be that they might be overconfident because you get good marks once. You might expect to get that again while not studying or putting in the same amount of effort. So there might be two things that I think may lead to this.
But anybody else?
I am Adesh Shaiju from Bahrain Indian School. Just finished grade 10. Answering the doubt, like as he pointed out, it's all different from people to people. But we can never compare grade 10 board exams to grade 12, or we can't compare JE to NEET. They have very different exams, and that means the candidates who are also writing it are very diverse. As we move a step higher, obviously the amount of diversity in questions, the complexity are different. For example, a person who's good at grade 10 need not be the greatest at JEE, because the criteria for who can win the exam, who can top the exam is different. Time management varies from exam to exam. The difficulty of questions vary from exam. So we can never expect one who finished grade 10 as a board exam topper to be grade 12 grade. Then what's the point of others? So it varies. Each person has talent in different items. For example, competitive exams, time matters more than knowledge at points. People who have a lot of knowledge but don't have time management won't reach anywhere. But that's a different story in board exams.
Hi, I'm Poornashree Raju from New Millennium School, Bahrain. I think students get burnt out or easily overwhelmed once they finish grade 10. They feel like I'm a topper, so I can relax next year. I know how to study. So once they get to grade 12, there is maybe not consistency. And once you go to university, there's a lot of competition. In your school, you might be a topper, but when you go to universities, you might see 10 other toppers there. So the competition gets a lot, and you can get overwhelmed. And students see university sometimes as a time to relax, because I've always been an overachiever. So they must think like that. So that's what I think.
Hi, I'm Mahima Suzanne and I study in BIS. I think when you go to universities, your entire atmosphere is changing. That is from a school atmosphere to a college atmosphere. You're going away from your parents' shell. So that must add to the emotional and social burden or social pressure to you. And plus, again, as she correctly said, there's a bunch of variety, and it's a diverse population. So like, especially if you go to a top university, you're not just the topper. Like, you're amidst a bunch of toppers from various different schools. So the diversity is huge, and I guess that just adds on to the pressure, and that's probably why you see toppers fade out when they go to the universities.
Thank you for those beautiful inputs. Yes, and I think all of you agree that there is this scenario changes, isn't it? From the school to college, there's a big difference, and also the pressure. And as Adesh pointed out, there is no such benchmark or a definition criteria that who can be an achiever. On that note, let me just jump to a second thought which has come to my mind. How do you define a high achiever? Or a school topper or a university topper? I would like to hear from you who are there now. what is in your definition achievement in life? Would you like to take that question?
Hi, my name is Saniya Suzanne John. I'm from the Indian School, Bahrain. And yes, I do agree. See, academically, you see, yes, marks do matter, but academics is not everything. We see everywhere around the globe, we see AI coming up. So academic-wise, we don't really see that. But yes, it is important. We can define an achiever and a high achiever by academics this way. But we do have to see the other aspects too. Academics doesn't define a person and an achiever. I might be a high achiever through academics, but there are so many people who are way better than me.
My name is Anurudh. I just passed out from 12th grade from the Asian school. In my opinion, a high achiever is not just limited to academics. It can be in any field. It can be in singing, dancing, arts. There are so many fields where you can be an achiever and where you can be recognized. One thing I would add to this is that along with being a high achiever, you should also have discipline. This also, it's necessary for being consistent throughout life. Otherwise, your achievement will fade out eventually because your character overshadows your achievements.
In my opinion, high achievers aren't exactly those who always just get full marks or get 90 and 98. In fact, in my opinion, a person achieving something in life cannot be just next to academics. You have to think about all around. For example, other opportunities, competitions, other activities, that also matters equally. In fact, I highly respect someone who got lesser marks, but in fact is even in many competitions. Marks don't define a high achiever. Rather, if someone who's an all-rounder, someone who studies well, at the same time participates in all competitions and doesn't say no. And that's what I feel as a high achiever.
I think almost similar views from three different people. Yes, high achievers are not defined by academics alone, while academics do matter, isn't it? Marks do make a difference. But do you think the world is setting a bar on high achievers? And do you think that is adding pressure to those who have a passion for studies, Do you have an opinion?
Hi, my name is Ben Roy and I'm from Asian School, Bahrain. And I do think the bar setup principle a lot of pressure on you because, the pressure doesn't really help anyone and it doesn't really help them to achieve anything more great. And, people should set the standards for themselves so that there's no pressure on them and they're able to perform according to their standards. So I believe they should believe in themselves and perform accordingly to their standards rather than thinking about what the society has set for them.
Welcome to Sri Sokya Ayurvedic Center, where ancient healing meets modern wellness. Located in the heart of Mahuz, our center offers a wide range of authentic Ayurvedic treatments. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care using only the best natural and organic products.
That's a very bold answer, yes. Very often we tend to get bogged down with the pressure from the society, from the people around us or the peers. But then we are the right people to judge our strengths and our weaknesses, and it's always good to focus on our strengths and then to compare or to try to match with the expectations of the world around us. Thank you, Saniya, for touching on the AI. The artificial intelligence. We are living in that era and it's here to stay. But somehow I think the most sought after professions in today's world, how many of you are aspiring engineers here? 1, 2, 3 and 4. How many are aspiring to take up a medical profession? 1. That's a very nice balance, unlike the good old days where we have most of you all putting up hands for these two professions alone. So what are you planning? You're engineering, you study engineering. Who did not say engineering? What do you want to be, Aditya?
Honestly, I think it's too early to say.
Okay.
I don't know what I want to do. I'll just finish my undergraduate program. I'll see what life throws at me. It really depends on what I find over there. I think that wanting to choose between being a doctor or an engineer is a very narrow scope. Now, of course, there are people who want to become an engineer and there are people who want to become a doctor. But what I'd like to say to most people is take your own time. You don't have to be an engineer, you don't have to be a doctor. Go through your studies, see what you like to do. Try to follow your passion, try to follow your heart.
Thank you for elaborating on my question itself. I just wanted to know what you want to be. What do you think are the options available? Can you name anything other than a doctor or an engineer portfolio?
So I'm a humanities student and everyone thinks that there's not much opportunity in that stream. But there's just so much opportunity in humanities. Like I'll be taking international relations when I go to uni. So that deals with a lot of political issues, economic issues, diplomacy. And then I plan on becoming a lawyer. So there's just a lot of streams or career options available other than becoming a traditional engineer or a doctor. And I feel like AI is here to stay and is there to integrate with our jobs, and it will make us become an efficient person in our work rather than fearing that it will take up our jobs, so everyone needs to become a computer engineer or pursue computer science.
Thank you very much. Would you like to introduce yourself to us?
I'm Raksha and I'm the topper from Asian School.
Which grade?
I'm in 11th right now. I finished the 10th exam. Yes.
Okay. Raksha, what do you plan to do? Which stream have you taken?
I have taken with science, maths with computer.
Okay.
And planning to do engineering.
All right, great. Yourself, my dear?
My name is Sivani I'm the school topper for NMS, New Millennium School, and currently I study in class 11.
Which stream have you chosen?
I've taken science with economics, so yeah.
Science and economics, okay.
I'm Veena Kizhakethil from the Indian School Bahrain. So I passed out of class 12. So I was a science stream student with engineering graphics. So I plan on taking mechanical engineering for my undergraduation.
All right, as we move into the last few minutes of this interaction, achieving is definitely achieving. You all have done a wonderful job. You slogged, you sweated, you really worked hard. But then, what do you think was the support system? What kind of support did you enjoy the most, or which would you highlight as to what made you sit here and talk to the world like this?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank my teachers. They have been a great support for me, very helpful. I've never gone for tuitions, so it was them who was always with me. Then I would like to thank my parents who were with me throughout this, who pushed me through this. And finally, I would like to thank my friends who have always been there with me, who has had the confidence in me, something which I myself never had. So thanks to all of these. Without them, I don't think any of this would have been possible.
To be honest, I think it would be a grave mistake if I just thank one or two people, because there's so many people to thank. If I start the list, it'll never end today or tomorrow. But in simpler words, the first people I would ever thank is not me, it's my parents. They were there not just this past 1 year or 2 years, throughout my 12 years in schooling. Every moment when I felt down, they pushed me to look up, move my chin up to look up to the sky. And they were always that one guiding light in the whole darkness. And it's not just them. My teachers were all around me, like I hope which all will say. Teachers are a great light and they are always surrounding us to help us to move forward. Even if not academics, they try to help us find my talent. For example, my teachers, they helped me find so many talents which I never knew I had. And that in fact helped me in studies as well. It's not just teachers, even my dear friends, my relatives and everyone I meet constantly give me motivation in some way or the other. Oh, you're in grade 10, work hard. Even my doctor who I visited, when he found out I was at my board exam time, he was like, go, don't stay here for long. Keep going. So one way or the other, there's so many people who motivate me. And without them, I would have never been here in this country or even alive as a person. And my success, not just in academics, in my whole sphere, it's all thanks to them. Hopefully they're watching this.
First of all, I would like to thank my parents and God, and then my teachers as well. I am the kind of person who can't do anything under stress, but my teachers, parents, no one has ever pressurized me to do anything. They have always supported me, encouraged me, but they have kept that limit where encouragement turns into pressure. And because they were able to do that, I'm here where I am, because under stress, I cannot do anything. Actually, that's one of the good things about Bahrain, where you don't have any stress from society, neighbors, relatives. where you are free to do as you choose. And you are not accountable to the society for your achievements, and you don't have to think about what others think.
I'd like to thank my teachers and my parents for giving me giving me freedom to study however I wanted, and they also gave me strategies to improve on my board exams. And I would like to lastly thank my dog Henry. Even when I was studying at 3 o'clock in the morning, he used to sit beside me and he kept me company, so that kept me focused as well.
So first of all, I would like to thank my teachers, because personally I studied my entire school life without tuitions. So that was very difficult, because it gave a lot of peer pressure. There were a whole lot of, I guess that I was one of the only few students who were learning in the science stream without tuitions. So it put a lot of pressure on me, and I'm someone who gets nervous very easily. So the teachers actually understood my situation, and they helped me out a lot. Then I would also like to thank my parents, because most of the time we see that the students learning for board exams, some parents pressurize them to learn, sit and study for all 24 hours. They pressure them to study and all. So my parents, on the other hand, they were encouraging me to try out other stuff rather than studying every time. So there was a whole lot of support. I feel like that eased me a lot. So that actually encouraged me to study better.
Yeah, I would like to thank all of my parents, my teachers, and whoever it took to get me over here. Because personally, whenever I used to write the exams, I've always had nervousness, and I used to always mess up, especially in maths or if it was science. And I would always get really mad at myself, because I know I have the caliber to get the best marks and I can get full percentage, but I'm still not getting. But it was my teachers who were the ones who told that it's fine, you can work hard, you can still do better next time, there is still another opportunity. And like the rest of the people here, my parents too were not really the kind of people who would pressurize me to or force me to study. In fact, they were completely opposite. They told me to like chill out, have fun in how much ever time you have, because childhood is this time, like this teenage time is very limited, and if you spend all of your days studying, then you will only remember this in your adulthood. And I took their advice, and it really worked out for the best. I know that.
I would like to extend my gratitude first of all to God, and then to my teachers, parents, and even my siblings, because it's everyone's cooperation that helped me achieve this. Even my friends who stayed with me, no matter what my marks were. And that's how I achieved this. And of course, it's not that you study for 16 hours, 14 hours a day. It's how you study, the quality, not the quantity. I would like to say that.
Firstly, I would like to thank my teachers, because as for me personally, I was the only student who took humanities stream in my school. So that was, again, a lot of pressure on me, because, you know, and we were the first batch, so we had to kind of represent our school. So, but I had a lot of support from all the teachers and the management, because being the first batch, we were also the first alumni for them. So they had a lot of pressure on themselves as well. So I got a lot of support from my teachers and management especially. Then again, my parents, huge backbone. They're like my backbone, because again, whenever I was tensed, because I took humanities with math, which is again a rare stream, and I was really tensed out for math. So even when I was tensed, my parents used to calm me down and, like, you know, ask me to chill out, because again, if I start getting nervous, then that would just be there even while writing exam. So they used to ask me to chill out and just, you know, be free. So all that support was definitely, I mean, played a huge role in making me who I am right now.
First of all, I would like to thank my parents. They were a great support to me throughout the journey, and they never really put any pressure on me, which I felt like, you know, really eased me. And they were always there to support and guide me. And second of all, to all my teachers out there at school and tuitions, you know, they were always there to help me. And you know, whenever I got to them with any doubts, they're always there, open to help me even at midnight. So yeah, I would like to thank all of them. And last but not the least, all my friends. They're all there to support me throughout the journey. And yeah, thanks to everyone.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank my parents, my teachers, and all of my friends. I think my parents played a very crucial role. They were very helpful. They made sure that I wasn't too tense before exams. And I think one of the most important things that they did was they let me explore my hobbies. They let me go play football during exams. They let me go to the gym during exams, all of which allowed me to alleviate some of the stress that I was facing. And it allowed me to be less anxious for the exams, which definitely helped me in performing well.
Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. It was lovely interacting with all of you and to hear from you your viewpoints. We wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay blessed, stay bright. All right? That was one lot of young and confident high achievers in the Kingdom of Bahrain speaking to us on the 973 show. And this is Raji Unnikrishnan signing off.